Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. And welcome to Cats and Dogs here on Press TV with me, Len Topic, for what you might call a hijab special. After years of expressing concerns over global warming and climate change and doing almost nothing about it, the European Union is finally on the verge of doing something about banning hijab at work. The European Union's top court has just ruled that employers are permitted to forbid the wearing of visible symbols of religious or political beliefs, such as hijab, headscarves, and just about anything else Muslim women might use to cover their hair. This is a big insight, because this means the European Union has proved that the three things which most endanger the future of life on Earth are, firstly, Russia, secondly, China, and thirdly, and most importantly, Muslim women wearing hijab at work. Let's be fair, the EU consists of a couple of dozen countries, and we mustn't tar all of them with the same brush. For instance, Muslim women have better rights in France, which has been the cradle of freedom and democracy since time immemorial. Or do they? There's one tiny problem with France. It has exported freedom to such an extent that the country itself is now running out of freedom for its own people. So they've had to substitute the old liberties for a new kind of synthetic freedom in France. These include, but are not limited to, the freedom to persecute Muslims, the freedom to insult their prophet, and the freedom to ban hijab pretty much anywhere they feel like it. This triangle of freedom has survived all political turmoil in France over recent decades. Let's be fair, the truth is hijab is not banned everywhere in France. It's only banned at work, and at school, and public buildings, and stadiums. Is that the whole list? No, but I've only got 10 minutes. On the upside, you can still wear hijab if you take a walk in the park. That serves the double benefit of giving other people the chance to harass you in the park while they're having their lunch break, because they can't do it in the office where you're not allowed to wear hijab. And don't forget, you can wear whatever you like when you're at home. How much freedom do these people want? France is also the land of equal opportunities. As I mentioned, in this country, if you're an artist, you're allowed and supported in insulting the prophet through any work of art, which includes caricatures, stories, movies, and pretty much anything else, just as long as you say it's art. And again, there's a balance here, because if you are Muslim, you're given the freedom to get angry about it. And that's all. So you see, all followers of all religions do enjoy freedom in France. And in exchange, I think it's reasonable that as a Muslim, you can enjoy the vast array of personal freedoms of this fine nation if you just forget about hijab, going to a mosque, looking for halal meat, and observing Sharia laws. Again, you might say Emmanuel Macron is a hypocrite. It has been argued that as a follower of Christianity, he should respect others a little bit more. So come on, let's recognize President Macron is entirely consistent, because he also appears to have deliberately denied himself the freedom to follow any Christian principles. After all, he hasn't allowed himself the freedom to be accused of displaying those Christian values, and if anyone slaps him on the right cheek, he doesn't turn the other cheek. So no Christian principles there. You see what I mean? So don't give me all that Muslims are persecuted rubbish. As a Christian, you could say President Macron persecutes himself. On the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, things became difficult for Muslim women after the 9/11 attacks. Years on, I still wonder what the relationship between hijab and those attacks might be. Muslim women have been harassed, fired from jobs, denied access to public places, and otherwise discriminated against because they wear hijab. Teachers in public school have been prevented from wearing religious dress. Why? Maybe they think it frightens the students because it makes the teachers look like they believe in something other than McDonald's and that Elvis Presley is still living in Memphis. Moving on, see if you can guess which country I'm thinking of that has banned Muslims wearing hijab from entering public buildings, shopping malls, swimming pools, and amusement parks unless they submit to being searched by male guards or agree to remove their head coverings. In the nation I have in mind, they're treated with suspicion, singled out by airport security, and called offensive names. Muslim women have also been denied driver's licenses unless they remove their head coverings for the photograph. Which country is it? Yes, it's the United States of America again. The country that declares war on other countries to protect their freedoms. Well, with all this going on, we've decided to talk to the real champion of freedom in the world. Yes, here on the phone is the French President, Emmanuel Macron. Mr. Macron, would you please tell us about the recent ruling by the European Union over the banning of hijab at work?
We support freedom of expression as long as it doesn't hurt others.
Okay, so tell me, how would wearing a head covering harm others, Mr. Macron?
They upset male staff who can't be friendly like they would to normal women. Head coverings make the workplace boring, damage productivity, and destroy the French economy.
Hold on, aren't you worried about fanning the flames of Islamophobia?
Not at all. But as I have said many times, Islam is a religion that is in crisis all over the world today.
But sir, you're a banker by career, not a religious scholar or a philosopher. Are you even qualified to make theological comments?
Of course I am. I got elected as president even though I knew nothing about politics.
I hope you don't mind me saying so, but doesn't that make you somewhat ignorant of the issues?
Yes, you could say my ignorance is my strength. In France, we are all free to be ignorant, as long as you don't wear a hijab at work.
Mr. Macron, thank you very much. Let's finish by taking a look at some pictures. Here you see a small team of terrorists who are looking for a place to plant bombs and eradicate democracy from the Western world, cleverly disguising their evil plans with a nice sign, which fools no one. In this shot, law-abiding Europeans call for the complete destruction of mosques. This is because the man in the foreground is clearly allergic to mosques. In this picture, an hysterical Muslim extremist woman is trying to commit a mid-air act of terror by hijacking the little girl's balloon. And here, a wicked Muslim is trying to rob this poor-sighted old woman so that he can turn her blanket into an improvised explosive device. In this picture, the Muslim woman is brutally trying to strangle the Prime Minister of New Zealand. You can tell that she is a terrorist because she is wearing a head covering. That's all for this week. Join me again to see whether America will invade France to restore or restrict Muslim rights, whether France will invade America for exactly the same reasons, and what other countries have realized that a beard and headscarves are telltale signs of terror. That's all on Press TV with me, Len Potopic, and Cats and Dogs.